What's going on? It's your boy Chris Simmons coming to you with another podcast episode on this Monday afternoon. Man, I'm doing really good this morning. I didn't really do a whole lot this morning before the podcast, but I had to get my early morning workout in. Today was National Chest Day. So your boy hit the chest, was on the bench press this morning, was doing a little moderate to heavy weight. I didn't go too crazy. Was working between 225, 255, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to fill out, just trying to, just bulk up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to, get that strength, just working on that strength. I didn't really max out, nothing like that, nothing crazy, but, had to get my workout in. And then I finished with some triceps, finished with some arms. So, like I said, I always got to get my workouts in every single morning, man. But I started off a little later today. I didn't go to the gym till around about 7:30. So it's a little later than I usually go, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? As long as you get the workout in, that's all that matters. But I got a busy week coming up this week. I know tomorrow, your boy is scheduled to get his second COVID-19 vaccination shot. I don't know. I have no words for that. To be honest with you, I don't know how that's going to feel. I did get the first one about 3 weeks ago. I felt fine after the first one, but I'm hoping to feel the same way after the second one. I know the second one, people talk about that symptoms, stuff like that, but I'm just gonna power through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna power through it because literally the next day after that, I got a dentist appointment in the morning. So I'm gonna try to fit that in, you know what I'm saying? Because on Friday is the day that me and my family be traveling out to Philly, see my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Haven't seen them in 2 years. It's been 2 years since we've seen them. I know that we saw them in 2019 when they were in Texas. So we went down to Houston, Texas. We saw them. We got to hang out with them for a week. And then obviously with 2020, nobody was really traveling. But 2021, things have opened up. So we are going out to Philly, and I'm hoping I'm gonna make my request to them. I'm gonna make sure that I go down and get a Philly cheesesteak, okay? Because I remember when I went to Philly last time, we didn't go to the city. So I'm hoping we go to the city and we get a Philly cheesesteak. That is my number one request when I get up there, man. But I'm just really looking forward to seeing my dudes. Haven't seen them in a while. That's really why I chose to get the shot, because I wanted to see them. I really did, because they're my dogs. Like, I love them. I love them to death. So, but two of the three, so the friends of my parents, they got three sons all around the same age. And two of them are graduating. One is graduating from college, one is graduating from high school. So we're going out there, we're gonna celebrate another graduation. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after that. We might go to the beach house. We'll see. They got a beach house up in New Jersey, so we'll probably travel up there, see what's going on. But I'm really looking forward to this trip, though. Just taking a week off, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of relaxing and just having some fun, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of making up for, the lost year of 2020. Well, it wasn't really a lost year, but, it was kind of on the down low. But, I'm just kind of looking forward to doing that. But anyway, aside from that, I want to get into today's podcast, and I have a very special guest all the way from Arizona on the West Coast. Y'all know what it is. She is an integrative and holistic psychologist who specializes in taking care of mental health and also got a lot going on the Instagram. So I found her on Instagram because I really love the message. I really love how she is involved with taking care of people's mental health. She works with, a lot of people and tries to deal with any issues that they might be having. So I said, you know what? I want to know more about this. So that's why I decided to have her on today. She got, aside from what she does, she also got a lot of books. She got millions of books. So go check those out. She also got podcast episodes as well. So I found her on Spotify and I checked one of her episodes out. I recommend y'all go to her episodes, check it out. And then she also got training sessions, workshops, and she also knows how to cook. So I actually ran across that. She got a little recipe thing on her Instagram. So I was like, dang, this girl know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she is well decorated, and I'm just glad that she's here today. So without further ado, let me introduce y'all to Dr. Nafisa. How you doing? Did I say your
Hi,
name right? Did I say your name right? It's Nafisa, right?
Nafisa.
Nafisa. Okay. I should have asked before, but Nafisa, that's how you say it. Okay, I got you. Dr. Nafisa, how is it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, I can't complain. I mean, I'm doing well. I mean, I'm just glad that me and you got to do a podcast together, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, before the podcast, I know it's a time difference over there. I know y'all 3 hours behind. So it's like what, 11, around 11 o'clock over there. Uh, what did you get a chance to do before this podcast?
Some work on my business and then just, getting an early start. And I like to have like a slow morning, just not to get right into social media or work, just kind of slowly get started, do a little meditation, stretches, exercise, and then get into work. And then here I am doing your podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's always good to. Now, are you generally a morning person or not really? You just get up just because you got to get up.
No, I am. As much as I don't want to, I am a morning person.
You wake up as early. Now, I think I told you before the podcast that I do get up at 5:30. Now, do you get up that early or are you like, no, are you still snoozing at that time?
No, I think my natural waking time is about 6 or 7. So it's around that time.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's almost the same time as me then, to be honest with you. I thought you was gonna say like 8, 9, you know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, me, you still getting up before the crack of dawn, to be honest, because I think it's still dark around that time.
No, sunrise is around 5 something. So the
Oh,
sun has already risen by then.
dang, it raised. Oh, dang, it raised that early. Crazy. I didn't even know that because I don't think it the
It'll be
sunrise.
even earlier for you back on the East Coast.
I didn't really see the sun out till around maybe 6:45. You know what I'm saying? But but no, I think I do remember that because I think my friend who went out to Arizona told me that the sun rises earlier on, in Phoenix because he went to Arizona and he woke up and it was bright outside. And he was like, dang, like, what time is it? You know what I'm saying? And then, like, he woke his parents up and they were like, it's only 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, dang, that just kind of speaks to how bright it gets over there. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's cool, though. That's cool, though. I think I do need to make a trip out to Arizona. That's another place I've never been to, by the way, because I know I've talked about trying to go to different states. One state happened to be New York. Never been to New York City. I heard there's some great things out there. I was going to check out one of my previous guests out there in Utah. I've never been out there either. And in Phoenix. Now I never been to Phoenix, and I heard it's hot. I heard it's. You said it was like 100 and some degrees, like, and you said like I remember before the podcast, I said, "What's the temperature out there?" You said, "It's only about 110." I'm like, 110? That's hot. Like, what you mean? Only 110? Like, that's hot. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you used to it, right?
Well, it's a dry heat. It's not as hot as like the humidity that you're used to. So 110 for you would be really, really hot. For us, it's not that bad. I mean, it's still hot, but it's not that bad.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, no, we get, man, over here, it's like humid, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like it's sticky. Like, it has that sticky feeling, you know what I'm saying? When you step outside, and it's just like, hey, it just feels gross. But you know what? It's all good because I'm used to it by now. So, but yeah, I definitely need to go back out to the West Coast. I went out to Cali a few times though. I've been out to Cali, went to San Diego and LA, but it wasn't hot. It was like cold. It was like in the 70s when I went out there. I'm like, I had to wear a jacket. I was like, I'm not. I thought it was gonna be hot, but in Cali it'd be
Depends on
cold.
when you go.
Was that
It depends on when you go.
right? And I think that's what I realized because I think when it's winter here, I'll look at the temperature over there just because I'm curious, and it'll be like 80, 90 degrees. I'm like, what? I'm like, why was not like that in like July when I went? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking July is supposed to be hot, but it was all good. I mean, they still got good weather out there. It's always sunny. I don't think it ever rained when we was there. So, I mean, Cali's got some good weather. But the only thing about Cali is they got fire. So it's, yeah, it's got that, man. I mean, they be getting them wildfires out of nowhere. So if you in Cali, bro, you probably get tired of that. But yeah, I definitely go back out there to the West Coast. I mean, it's going to be. We'll see if I got time to go out there. I think I might be able to make a trip out there. But anyway, I want to get into the topic today. But before I do, I want to just kind of just have you open up about how you got started into being Dr. Nafisa. Nafisa, right? Nafisa. Nafisa.
Nafisa.
Nafisa. Dang, I gotta get that right. Nafisa. Okay, I remember that. So yeah, I just want to kind of just have you open up about your journey. How did you get started into, being a psychologist, and just like, what was the role like? What's your experience like? So on and so forth.
Well, I actually got into psychology because I was struggling with my own anxiety when I was growing up. I didn't know that I had anxiety. I had really bad social anxiety. I'm also an immigrant. I immigrated to this country when I was 9 or 10. Um, and so I became debilitatingly shy at that time. And school was really difficult for me. And I struggled with, just like I said, just being really, really shy. And so when I finished high school, I took a psychology class, and that just opened up a whole nother world for me. And it's just like, wow, I can actually have answers to some of my issues. And I made it a goal when I was 19 to not live in fear anymore, because I was afraid of so many things. And so I started challenging myself. I took like a drama class, and I pushed myself to do things that I was really afraid of. And so I just kept on working on studying psychology and trying to help other people, but also trying to help myself overcome this debilitating shyness. And then as I got older, I began to make the connection between what I was struggling with was anxiety. And so I started specializing in anxiety-based disorders after that. And then this is after I actually got my doctorate, when I made the connection to my own anxiety, and then started really helping people dealing with anxiety, and started developing courses and really trying to get out there and get the message out that it is possible to overcome anxiety. It is possible to uh, not be controlled by it. And so that's been my focus ever since.
Wow. I think you kind of struck a chord with me when you said that you decided to do stuff that you wasn't comfortable with. I mean, that takes a lot of courage, especially if you deal with anxiety, because sometimes you might be having those thoughts like, what if somebody makes fun of me? What if, like, I mess up or something like that? So I think when you said that I decided to go out and do something I wasn't comfortable with, I think honestly that could be how you like overcome that, because that's literally like anxiety is almost like fear. If I'm correct, it's kind of like having that fear built up inside of you, to and then having that voice that says, oh, you can't do it, like you're not going to be good at whatever you try to do. But you overcoming that, and now you specialize in it, what I'm saying, you could probably be able to relate to some of the people that you work with, or some of your clients, where they might be struggling with anxiety, and then you can be like, listen, I was once you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of people, really enjoy, is having that someone that they can connect with. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's been through what they going through, and they know how to help them. So that's good. Where did you graduate from, or where'd you go to school and get your degree from?
Well, we did live in, when we immigrated here, we lived in Virginia, and then we moved to California. And so we lived most of my life in California. So my schooling has been up and down California, from Northern California to Southern California to the San Francisco area. I mean, I got my master's in San Diego, got my doctorate in San Francisco, got my bachelor's in Northern California. So I've been all over the place.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, dang, that's a lot of places. But
Yeah.
that's cool though. That's cool though. I mean, and how long have you been doing this for? How long have you been doing this work for?
Well, I got licensed and graduated with my doctorate in 2008, so over 12 years.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So when you like work with people and stuff like that, now do you got your own office? Like, do you got like Dr. Nafisa's office somewhere, or do you basically do it online? I mean, what's that looking like?
Yeah, I do have a Dr. Nafisa's office out there. I mean, I'm in private practice. I do work with individuals, and then I also work with people online. I'm licensed in California and Arizona, so I am able to work with people from both states. And obviously, the people from California, I'm seeing them online.
Wow. All right. That's what's up, man. That's cool, man. You got your own private practice. That's what's up, man. I think I'm gonna try to get that as well. You know what I'm saying? I might try to get some of my own for real. That's pretty cool. That's one way to use what you learn in school and stuff like that to create your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Really applaud that. Now, when you work with clients, besides anxiety, I know anxiety is a common mental illness that a lot of people deal with. I know my friend deals with that as well. Um, but other than anxiety, like, do you deal with any other common mental illnesses, or you just basically deal with people who got anxiety?
No, I mean, I get people coming to see me for all kinds of reasons. I mean, anxiety is the number one disorder in the world. And of course, with the pandemic, it's gotten even worse, and it's probably going to get worse, as well as depression. But so I see people with anxiety, depression, ADHD, lack of motivation, stress, relationship issues, kids, teenagers that are, having sexual identity issues or cutting or suicidal issues. So all of that. I mean, it's just whoever just walks in, they're not all coming in because of anxiety.
Mm, That's deep, man. That's deep. 'Cause I know from just talking to my friend, because he dealt with anxiety and depression, and just knowing, those conversations that we've had, it's tough, man. Because you try to do everything you can to try to encourage them to stay motivated, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. Like for me, I'm self motivated. I can, be able to get up, out of bed and go work out. No problem. You know what I'm saying? I got no problem going throughout my day. But maybe somebody who's dealing with that, it may be hard for them. Cause I know when I was talking to him, he was like, yeah, I just feel tired all the time. Like he just felt tired. He want to get out of bed. I was like, dude, just get out of bed. He's like, I can't. And I was like, bro, it's easy. But it's like, it's not. Because I don't have that energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's no joke, man. Like when you get hit with that, it's crazy. I mean, it's just, man, it's just something else. But for you, like what are some like techniques? Like what are some like techniques that you use to help them get over those emotional moments? Like you got like any special techniques that you try to use for your clients to be able to get them over that edge, you know what I'm saying, that they might be feeling?
Well, there's a lot of different strategies. I mean, when it comes to anxiety for specifically, I basically find myself saying the same thing to my patients over and over again. It's the same routine. It's like you start off with changing your lifestyle, tweaking your lifestyle. Like you said, get up early, go to bed on time. A lot of people with the pandemic are not going to bed on time. They're staying up late, and then they get up, they sleep in all day, and they think, okay, well, I got my 8 hours of sleep, but that's not enough. It doesn't matter that you got 8 hours of sleep if you didn't go to sleep the right time, because we're synced with the setting and rising of the sun. And so if we're not going to bed when our melatonin level is high, and that's several hours after the sun sets, we're not going into that deep state of sleep where it's actually helping us repair our body. And so we're not getting the healing that we need. So it's just starting with going to bed on time, and not going to bed at 12, 1, 2, or 3. Go to bed at 10, and then get up early. That's, you're honoring your body, because you're going with what you're wired to do, is to go to bed when it's dark and be awake when it's light. That would be one step.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely sleep is important. So now I don't really have a set bedtime. I'm gonna be for real with you. I kind of go to sleep when I want. Because my body's just crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think last night I went to bed. I think I went to bed around like 1 o'clock and then got up at like 6. You know what I'm saying? Because I can operate, and I've told people this. I can operate on 5 hours of sleep and I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I can. Hey,
And
I
that's
know
what
it's crazy.
people say. I
What's
mean,
that?
that's what people say. But if you find yourself easily falling asleep, that's not, or being able to sleep anywhere, that's nothing to brag about. That just means you're just sleep deprived, and you actually need to get more sleep. And having a set routine time is, if you do that, that'll, I mean, if you're a disciplined person and you go to bed at a decent time, I mean, right now you're young. And so you feel like, I remember when I was in college, I could go all night talking to people or hanging out or doing whatever, and then go to school the next day. And I could do that more easily. But as you get older, that becomes more and more difficult. But even as a lot, there's an increase in mental illness amongst teenagers and young adults because they're not getting enough sleep, because their sleep is erratic, because they don't have a set routine. And so that's the lifestyle that's normal, but that doesn't make it good for your mental health. And so when you have issues now at this age, when you're young, it's only going to get worse if you don't end up doing something about it.
True. Yeah, no, I definitely feel on that though. I definitely feel on that. Like, I definitely try to go to bed a little earlier than what I do, but sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep. Like, I don't know if you ever get that, but sometimes for me it'd be hard because like sometimes I'll be in the bed at 10, I'm like, I'm not even tired. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be like sitting there like trying to fall asleep. I'm just like,
But that has to do with a lot of things. I mean, first of all, you might not have a routine. If you end up getting a routine, like you have a bedtime routine where you get off all electronics an hour before bed, then your body is able to produce melatonin and help you go to sleep. But if you're watching TV up until 9:50 and you decide to go to bed at 10, yeah, you're not going to fall asleep. Your brain is wired and it's thinking, oh, it's daylight, it's not bedtime. So people have to come up with like a routine, or it's called sleep hygiene, where you get off all electronics an hour before you're actually wanting to go to bed. And then you do other things, whether brush your teeth, read a book, stretch, do all of those things, but don't have any electronics on. That's really hard for a lot of people. They're so dependent on their electronics. And then if you're used to going to bed at 12, you're not going to be able to go to bed at 10. You have to slowly wean yourself backwards, like every day go to bed 15 minutes earlier until 10 o'clock becomes your routine. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to be able to fall asleep. And then so you're like, okay, well, I guess I can get up and go to stay up until 2 watching TV or whatever. That's how you mess up your circadian rhythm.
hell yeah, no, I feel you because I'm guilty of that stuff too. Like I'll be watching YouTube at night because honestly, I said, you know, that kind of helped me fall asleep. Like when I'm in the bed at 10, and I'll just be like sitting there like, okay, what do I do now? I just be like, all right, I turn on the TV, and then I just be like looking at it, and I'll be getting that, and I'll slowly be drifting. Like sometimes I go to sleep, I'll be knocked out. I sometimes go to sleep with the TV on. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like 3 o'clock. I wake up, I'm like, oh shoot, I had this on. I was like, man, I'm still watching this. Go to sleep. But you're saying that in order to fix that, don't do that. Just like turn off all the electronics and just like what, and then just like kind of just sit there and just kind of just train your mind to
Well, you
slow
got to
down.
do other things besides watching TV or having electronics on. Like they say, your bedroom should be completely dark, no light at all, not even a night light.
Okay.
And they've even done studies where even if you're wearing a sleep mask and your toe is exposed to light, that's going to determine your melatonin level. So the room has to be completely dark. It has to be cool, turning like not having it hot. So make sure your room is cool. And then no electronics at all, because your brain, even though you might be falling asleep, your brain is still reacting to that TV being on. And so you're not going into that deep state of sleep. We only have a very short window to get into that deep state of sleep. You'll find out more about your sleep pattern once you start tracking your sleep and seeing when you're getting your deep sleep and when you're getting your REM sleep. It's very
Mm,
important to fix that if you want to feel better mentally.
mm. Okay. Okay. No, I should definitely try that. No, I'll be learning stuff on this podcast too. That's why we got the doctor on the show. That's the doctor know what's going on. Now, listen, yeah, no, I definitely recommend, yeah, get your sleep. Now, I need to do the same thing. Like, I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sometimes fall in those habits as well. Like that's been my method of going to sleep. Like just watching TV. But I think tonight I'm gonna try it tonight. I'm gonna not look at the TV at all. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I do is if you got an iPhone, okay, what's unique about the iPhone is it got a screen time it's got like a screen time setting in the settings, right? So what you can do is, so I set mine for 10 o'clock from 10 to 5. Like there's a feature called downtime. And I do that. Like I'll turn off my apps and all that. I don't even be looking at my phone because I don't even think nobody gonna call me at that time. So like for iPhone user, I don't know about Samsung and nothing like that, but if you got an iPhone, one of the unique features is it got a screen time, so it can track your screen time, see how long you've been on it, and then like it also got like downtime, so you can all you gotta do is just set a time for it, and then at that set time, it'll go off. So that's what I've been doing. So I've turned off my phone. So I did step one. So now step two, you be turn off the TV because that has been my method of sleep. But
Well,
according to
that's what I go one step further. Not only is my iPhone on that, I mean, it's at 10 o'clock, even though sometimes, I mean, your phone, you can still get phone calls when you put it on downtime, but
right,
all your apps are disabled. And sometimes I might want to do something really quickly and it's like, dang it,
right,
it's 10 o'clock. I can't touch my phone, which is great. But I also went one step further and I have a timer on the Wi-Fi. So there is no YouTube, there's no Netflix, there's nothing after 10 o'clock either. It shuts off.
okay. Okay, Doc, I see you. You know what I'm saying? You do it. Hey, you got it more master than me because I'm not gonna lie. Because sometimes when like you can control it. So like sometimes your apps will be off, but then you'll click on it and it'll say ignore limit. So sometimes, like you said, like if I gotta check something real quick, press that button, I'll be like, all right, let me get about 15 more minutes on this board. Like YouTube, hold on, let me watch this video real quick. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I mean, yeah, it's sometimes it's tempting. Like it's tempting to go back on your phone because I fell in that trap as well. Like I said, I ain't perfect, man. I ain't perfect, but I'll admit my mistakes. But it's
It's
what
not just being tempted for that 10 to 15 minutes, but a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night. And so normally we fall asleep. We all wake up in the middle of the night. That's just normal. But a lot of times we don't notice, we go right back to sleep. But if people are used to looking at their phone, then they get tempted to go and check on some of the apps, right? Scroll or whatever. And when that's shut off, you don't have that option. So you're like, oh, I can't even look at I mean, I've gotten to the point because it's so tempting to not even have the phone in the bedroom. I don't use the phone as an alarm clock. I have a regular alarm clock. So creating those opportunities for yourself is really what's going to set those that makes you more disciplined and sets those good habits. Otherwise, we fall back into the temptation of going onto the phone because that's what we're used to.
okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna definitely try it. Later tonight. So no TV, no phone. Like absolutely, I'm gonna just like hide it. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't have the temptation to pick it up. Look at it, nothing like that. So I'm gonna have my phone, not turn on. I'm just gonna deactivate all my electronics. So I'm gonna try that.
Well,
Now,
give yourself a challenge. Challenge yourself for maybe 7 days or 30 days, even if you want to be that bold. 30 days of a bedtime routine where you turn off all electronics at 9 if you want to go to bed at 10. I mean, obviously, you have to train yourself to go to sleep at 10 first. Slowly, every day, 15 minutes. Go to bed earlier by 15 minutes until you reach 10 o'clock. And then turn off electronics an hour before you want to go to bed and see what it's like. Try it for a week and see what it does for you. It's going to make you feel so much better if you actually give it a chance.
I will most definitely because, like I said, like my sleep schedule, I didn't have no sleep schedule. Like what I'm saying, I was just like I just go to bed whenever I get tired. Like if I was tired at 10, I go to bed at 10. If I was tired at 3, I go to bed at 3 and wake up like 5, 6 hours later. Like that was me. But you know what? That's why we got the doc on the show. That's why she the doctor. You know what I'm saying? She gonna diagnose me. So hey, I'm gonna try it. So I definitely recommend for y'all listening, definitely try that, man, because you don't need no drama going to sleep, man. You don't need me on Instagram, Facebook, talking about what Pookie talking about, what I'm saying, all this drama and stuff. Y'all don't need none of that. Just turn your phone off. Just disinfect yourself. Just go to bed in peace. You don't want to go to bed with drama on your mind, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like I said, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna do the 7-day challenge, 7-day Dr. Nafisa challenge. Okay, we're gonna call it that. So I definitely recommend y'all try that 7 days, 7-day challenge. Okay, do it for a week. Turn your phone off at I don't know, whenever you get ready to go to bed, just turn your phone off, turn the
An
TV off.
hour before bed.
I'm sorry, an hour before bed, 1 hour before you go to bed, turn your electronics off. Just don't even touch them. Pick up a book, pick up a hardcover book, start reading. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I like to.
Or you can journal, take out a notebook and just start writing about all the worries of your day or how your day went or what plans you have. Write your short and long-term goals in that journal. Start dreaming about, because right before bed is prime property. That's when you start dreaming. That's when you start writing about your goals. That's when you start thinking about what's my day going to be like tomorrow? What am I going to accomplish? What am I going to do in 3 months and 6 months and a year? What would I like to see change this time next year? Those are the things that you can do right before bed. It's just the perfect way to go into bed with all those positive thoughts.
That's fire. That's fire. Love that. That's fire. There's another one. There's another addition to the challenge. So write down your stuff. I'm gonna do that. I'm telling you. I'm taking notes right now. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna do this right now. Starting today, Monday. Starting today, we're gonna do the challenge. Now, other than sleep, okay. So when you get your sleep, you get your out of sleep. Okay, you did everything. You mastered that. You turn your TV off. Blah blah blah. All that. Now you up. Okay. Then what? So you people got to sleep. Okay, we got to sleep. But also, you got to get up in the morning, right? So when they get up in the morning, like for somebody who deals with like a mental illness, like depression or something like that, anxiety, or is anxious about starting the day, how then what do you tell them? Like going throughout your day, like what are some activities? What are some things they should be, getting mentally ready for to go throughout their day when they get up out of the bed?
So a lot of my patients, when they come see me during the very first session, the first thing I do is ask them about their sleep, and the next thing is about what they're eating.
Okay.
And the other thing that we're very automatic about without really thinking about it, or I guess I should say mindless about, is what we eat. We all start off our morning with like cereal or a donut or a bagel or something that instantly converts to sugar. And then the rest of the day, we're making really poor choices as well. We're having fast food, we're having burgers and fries, we're having pizza. And when we do an assessment of our day, we're noticing I'm not getting any protein throughout the day. I'm not getting any vegetables throughout the day. How am I feeding my brain and my gut? The most important responsibility you have in life is to feed your gut and make sure your gut is healthy. Because if your gut isn't healthy, if those trillions of bacteria in your gut are not thriving and they're not happy, they're not releasing the feel good chemicals you need. You can go and get medication. You can go and hook yourself up with all kinds of meds, or you can start smoking weed, or you can start taking other kinds of drugs. That's all a band-aid approach. That's not going to create long-term happiness for you, because you're not taking care of your gut, and you're not healing your gut, and you're not feeding it the nutrients that it needs, or your brain, for them to release the chemicals that you need. So we can naturally, this is why my focus is, I'm so passionate about creating long-term control of your anxiety through your diet and through natural. Like in all the years that I've been in practice, I've never had to refer anybody for medication, because these strategies really do work if somebody is committed to trying them. But a lot of people want that quick fix. Give me a pill that I can take. Give me a quick breathing exercise. That's going to make you feel good in the moment, but it's not going to create long-term health for you. So having a breakfast that's high protein, high carb, carb in that complex carbs and fiber, and then moderate fat. So making sure you're getting good fats like avocados or coconut oil or nuts and seeds, making sure you have a good protein. Like you can even have chicken for breakfast. You can have beef for breakfast. You can have eggs for breakfast, avocado toast with 2 boiled eggs. Perfect. Because you're getting your fat from the avocados, you're getting your eggs, protein from your eggs, and then a good solid, like a hearty bread, like sourdough bread or something that has complex carbs in it. That would be a good way to start breakfast. But you got to get rid of the cereals and call them dessert, because they are not breakfast. They are seriously dessert. And you have to think breakfast is called breakfast because we're breaking our fast. We haven't eaten for several hours. And the first thing you eat should not be a sugary, simply processed food. It should be something that's going to feed your bacteria, because they've been starving for hours. They're waiting for nutrients, and you're giving them sugar. Yeah, it's filling us up. What somebody once said, that we're overfed and we're still starving because we're eating a ton, but we're not getting the nutrients we need.
Dr. Nafisa just went in, bro. You know what I'm saying? She went in. She's trying to tell y'all, get y'all breakfast, man. See, I don't get why people skip breakfast. Like, why do you do that? You know, some people be like, I don't eat breakfast. I'm like, why not? Like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you start your day off. If you don't eat, how you gonna be able to function? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always make it a priority. For me personally, I always love big breakfasts. And coming up, like I was fortunate enough to have a dad who every time before school, he would always make us a big breakfast. Now he's from the country. So I mean he was cooking like grits. I'm sure y'all probably don't know what that is. Grits. Well, if you from the South, you definitely know what that is. He was cooking eggs, you know, beef sausage, turkey sausage, bacon. Sometimes he cooked some bread. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like, you know, having that breakfast because he was like, man, y'all need to eat, man. Because, you know, when we was playing sports back then, you know, when we was athletes, you know, it was important that we ate, you know, because we're going to burn all those calories off. So he was like, yeah, y'all need to, you know, eat, you know, in the morning. He was like, y'all need to eat. And you know me, I love to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that was no problem for me. But for my sisters, on the other hand, he was like, yeah, like, why are you just eating like a piece of bread? Like, y'all need more than that. Y'all going to be, you know, playing sports later on the day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be going to school for like 6, 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? Lunch until like 12, 1 o'clock. So, you know, I'm always, you know, an advocate for eating breakfast in the morning. Like my breakfast, so I'll give y'all my breakfast. So like this morning, I had an egg white omelet. I'm into egg whites now. I love egg whites. You know what I'm saying? I love egg whites. I really do.
Why don't you eat the yolk?
Huh?
Why don't you eat the yolk?
Now I'll go back and forth. I'll go back and forth. I'll
The yolk
do.
is the most important part of that egg.
Now I heard the egg. Now I did some research. Like I heard the egg white, you get more of the protein. That's what I remember seeing. Like egg white, like the egg white is more of the protein. So you're getting more of the protein in the
But
egg
the
white.
yolk has all the nutrients. So
Mm,
it's not just about the protein. You want to get the protein with the whites, but also the egg yolk. That's what's feeding the baby chick, right? So it has all the nutrients.
okay.
And so, excuse me, you need to eat the egg yolks. I know that it's become a fad diet to have only egg whites, but eggs have gotten a bad rap for no reason. Egg yolks are very important for us to add to our diet.
Mm. I mean, like I said, sometimes when you scrambled eggs, I don't eat egg whites every day, but I'll eat egg whites like, you know, I'll rotate. So like tomorrow I maybe have scrambled eggs, but today I decided I'm gonna get egg whites. Like I ate egg whites, but I did make an omelet. So I put like spinach and tomato in there, and then had about 5 pieces of turkey bacon, and then what else I got? I think I had something else. Oh, then I had like 2 pieces of toast. So that was my breakfast in the morning. But yeah, I mean something like that. Just you know, get your eggs. I mean, I always eat eggs. I eat eggs every morning. I mean, that's always a requirement. I always eat eggs. I mean, ain't no question for me. I'm gonna eat my eggs and my bacon. Now I do turkey bacon now. I don't really do the regular bacon anymore like I used to. She's got a lot of fat on it, but I'm just trying to, you know, eat healthy, trying to come with some healthy alternatives. Now, I'm not saying that you gotta, you know, eat like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you gotta eat this, you know, this perfectly healthy breakfast, but you know, but for me, that's just what works for me. That's what works. You know what I'm saying? But definitely eat more than just a donut. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like get you some protein, like you're saying, proteins, carbs, you know, some good fats in you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I mean, breakfast for me, I've always ate breakfast no matter what. I don't really skip breakfast for real. So
Well, even if people are skipping breakfast, like a lot of people are doing it for intermittent fasting, again, it's the very first meal that you eat. It should not be McDonald's or fast food. It should be no matter what, even if you're eating at 1 in the afternoon, it should be a healthy meal because it's still considered breakfast because you're breaking your fast after however many hours of not eating. So the very first meal you eat should be healthy. It could be a chicken salad. It could be a salad with protein and avocados and have a lot of nutrients and nuts and seeds in it to really fill you up. If you're going to have the junk food, I mean, go for the 80-20 rule. 80% of your diet should be healthy, 20% can be whatever. And like I said, the cereals and the donuts, they should be considered dessert. So have them for dessert instead of for breakfast.
or you can just have them like with your main breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Like you get you egg, you get your omelet, get you some bacon, sausage, and then you know what I'm saying. Maybe that donut looking good, so you just gotta be a little donut on the side. You know what I'm saying? But that shouldn't be like the only thing you eat. That's my recommendation, and that's her recommendation as well. Like, yeah, that shouldn't be the only thing you eat. Like, get you some of that protein in there because it's gonna give you energy throughout the day to be able to perform at a high level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely get your breakfast in, and then what? I mean, then once they eat breakfast, then what?
Well, the next thing would be getting some exercise, getting some movement, because all of these are natural, free ways for you to boost your serotonin level in your brain. Our brain chemicals are very delicate, but they're easily manipulated either up or down. Like they say, even watching videos of people helping each other, feel good videos, people helping each other, or people saving an animal, or watching the animal videos, that increases the serotonin in our brain and makes us feel good. So whenever the world gets really overwhelming for me and it's too much news, and I don't watch the news, but if it's like coming at me too much, then I will just watch animal videos. That makes me feel good. That releases feel good chemicals in my brain. Journaling and starting your morning like meditating, or starting your morning slow, doing some stretches, getting some exercise. If you're feeling really tired and you don't want to do a lot, maybe do some yoga stretches for 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long time, and just slowly increasing that. All of that helps you feel good and helps your brain chemicals balance out a little bit so that you feel like you're ready to go. So if you're getting enough sleep the night before and you had a really good night's sleep and you're having a really good breakfast, and then you go get some exercise either before or after you eat your breakfast, you're good for the day. And then you have to kind of limit the amount of toxins that are coming at you. You have to not only limit them from your external world, like all the perfumes and the chemicals and the bleach and all the stuff that people are exposed to, but also internally, what are you exposed to? Are you exposed to a lot of negative people, a lot of toxic friends? Are you watching too much news? The people that start off their morning with the news, they're starting in a fight or flight mode. The minute they wake up, they're watching something that's raising their cortisol levels and stress response, and they're already in a panic mode. And then they're listening to it the rest of the day. They go to bed with it. And so that's also a toxic cycle that people are getting into. Because think about the news. Their job isn't just to inform, it's to keep you glued on so they can have advertisers advertise to you. So what are they going to share? They're not going to share feel good stories. They're going to share things that are going to make you feel anxious and you're going to want to watch. So that's how they've kept us in this perpetual state of anxiety. We have to limit what we're watching and what we're exposed to.
Yeah, see, one thing about that I notice about the news is like they always start off with the negative stories. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, two people got shot because I live. I'm like, you just be like, in your mind, you be like, wait, what happened? Like, I want to see what happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've always noticed about the news. They always hate, like, I feel like the majority of it is bad news. They'll have that one good story at the end, at the very end. Is that one good feel good story about somebody who went out and made a difference in the community. But literally the whole time, bad news, bad news, bad news. See, I had to stop watching that 2020 is when I had to shut it off because literally all every time you turn on the news, oh, we got a new case, oh, two people died, oh, you know what I'm saying? So literally 2020 was I was like, you know what, let me cut this off. But I'm like, every time I watch it, I'm like getting anxious, like you said. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like literally telling y'all, like, stop watching news. Like, if you want to be able to tap into your, your greatness, you want to be able to just, you know, detox, disinfect your life. One of the things I told y'all during the pandemic, stop watching the news, man. Because all I was doing was just making you worry about tomorrow. And it's like, come on, like you got today. You still here today. What are you gonna do today? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely like was smiling when you said, yeah, don't be watching the news because literally I agree with you 100%. Like don't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like don't have your anxiety levels through the roof for no reason. Man. But no, I think that was some great. I think that was some great advice for real. I think that yeah, um, I'll definitely use that one technique you said about sleeping because that's one thing that I need to do is go to sleep because sometimes, like I said, like sometimes I could just wake up and be fine, but I just wanted to be able to take care of myself as well. So yeah, I'll definitely be trying your technique, Dr. Nafisia's 7-day challenge. So we would definitely take that into effect. But yeah, it was great. I really love the advice that you gave. You know what I'm saying? And as we come to a close on the show, I just want to kind of just kind of touch on a few things, touch on a few more things. I know that you read some books, and you also got a podcast as well. So tell the audience, like, just kind of share with the audience a little bit, like, what are some of these books that you read, and like, what are some of the messages inside the books that you written as well?
Well, I only technically have one book that is wouldn't really apply to your audience. I mean, it's a
Okay.
cookbook. It's
Oh,
for
it is.
and then I have another book called Scrupulosity for people that are struggling with religious OCD that they can find on my website, transforminganxiety.com. But that's basically for people that are struggling with religious OCD, and that's people that allow religion becomes really a difficulty for them because these obsessive thoughts, they think that they're being blasphemous with their thoughts about God, and so that really affects their practice. So that's the book for that. I mean, I do have another book it's called Love is Hidden in Small Places, and it's a picture book with poetry, poems or quotes that you find just directs your eye to finding heart shapes and ordinary objects. So, and then I also have a journal that people can buy and start writing their thoughts and feelings, because I'm a big fan of journaling. I know it's very cliche for a mental health professional to recommend journaling, but there's a reason why a lot of mental health professionals recommend journaling, and it's because it works. It really, I mean, there's a reason why so many famous people have journals. It really helps clear their thoughts and helps clear the clutter and helps them really get clear about what they want in their lives. So just journaling and writing about their thoughts is really important. And then my podcast is all about, it's called A Mental Health Break on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. It's on all those platforms. But the Mental Health Break podcast is all about taking the time to learn about some of the things that I'm talking about. Just like you, I'm also interviewing a lot of experts in the field about mental health and actually empowering us to learn how to improve our mental health if we don't have time for therapy, if we don't have time or the money to go get therapy. What are some steps that we can take to improve our mental health? Because it's our biggest asset. If we don't have good mental health, it doesn't matter. We're not going to have good physical health either. I mean, we can assume we have good physical health, but eventually the mental illness is going to impact your physical health. So focusing on your mental health, my goal is to prioritize your mental health 24/7, starting with going to bed on time, getting up in the morning, having a good breakfast. What are you going to do the rest of the day? What are you going to be exposed to? All of that is you prioritizing your mental health.
Well, there it is. Dr. Nafisia dropping bombs on you, dropping nuggets, man. Man, I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot just interviewing her, you know what I'm saying? Just being the host. You know what I'm saying? So it was great to be able to have you on, and definitely, definitely go check her out. Definitely go show her some love on her podcast called The Mental Health Break on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So if you type in that, you'll be able to find it. Got some great episodes on there, man. So I think I listened to one of them, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So yeah, definitely go check her out. Show her some love, man. Show her some love on Instagram. You want to shout out your Instagram real quick?
Oh, you want me to tell? Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
yes, yes. I thought you couldn't hear me for a second. I'm like, oh, did the mic go
Yeah,
out?
it's okay. No, it's a Dr. Nafisa, Nafisa _ Sekandari, Sekandari.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, definitely go check her out on Instagram. Show her some love. She got like a link. If you click on the link, she got a lot of stuff going on. You'll be able to find some training courses. There's a free course. But I'm looking at it right now. It's 3 steps to transform your anxiety. So that's a free one. So definitely go check it out. If you're struggling with anxiety or anything like that, go check this course out, man. Show some love, man. You know what I'm saying? She's dropping knowledge on y'all, man. So
And I also have a lot of free PDFs that people can download as well. Just going into transforminganxiety.com/resources. There's a bunch of free downloads people can get.
okay. All right. So she's available 24/7, man. 24/7. You can't. Hey, listen. You listen. It's not going to be that hard to be able to get a hold of her, man. Just shoot her a message just like I did. I just shot her a message on the DM. You know what I'm saying? And she just got right back to me. So it's not that hard to reach her. You just got to reach out. That's what you got to do. You got to take initiative to reach out to people. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know what you can find out. So
But I do want to say that I can't provide therapy online. I'm not, the information I share is educational only because I can only technically under my license work with people that are my patients under the states that I'm licensed in. So the information that I can provide for you, if you reach out, I'd be happy to share resources, but I can't provide therapy via Instagram or Facebook.
okay. All right. Well, that's good to know that. You know what I'm saying? But they can still, do everything else that you got. I mean, you can still do the course. You can still, listen to a podcast. You know what I'm saying? You might find some helpful information in there. So yeah, I mean, definitely go check her page out. You know what I'm saying? Show her some love. But hey, as we wrap up the show, just want to remind y'all real quick that episodes are going to be released every Mondays at 12 a.m. And we also got our bonus episode coming up this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, like I said, I'm doing a spiritual development series with my girl Brianna Petty. So we had our first episode last month, and we about to release our new one this month. So go check that one out. And I don't know if you guys heard the news, but I am going to have a co-host join me on the show starting June 23rd, man. You know what I'm saying? The podcast has came a long way from just me in the basement to talking to now we got guests like Dr. Nafisa, and now we got a co-host who will be on here full time. So she's gonna be great. When her name is Miss Tiffany Wright. So she will be joining me on this show, and you will get to hear her perspective. So I'm very looking forward to doing the show with her. She has such great energy, man. I'm telling y'all, this podcast going places. It's amazing how if you speak something into existence, it can happen. Literally, I did a show where I said I would love to be able to do a show with a co-host, and literally 2 weeks later, got a co-host. You know what I'm saying? So if you speak it into existence and you believe in yourself and you put in the work, you're gonna get what you want, man. You're gonna get opportunities, bro. So that's literally how it happened, man. So I'm just very excited. So like I said, June 23rd, be on the lookout. Miss Tiffany Wright. She's gonna be joining me. We're gonna have a great episode. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it was great to have Dr. Nafisa on the show. Like I always tell my guests, this is not the last. This is not. I'm hoping this is not the last time you come on because you are welcome to come on anytime. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about some more stuff, got you. I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is your boy Chris Simmons coming through closing the show. We out. Take care, y'all. Peace.